Hello, my name is Gilles Stassert and I'm one of the corporate chefs here at General Mills. Today, I'm going to talk to you about our amazing Pillsbury biscuit. They are the #1 seller in food service, and today I want to highlight some of the amazing changes we did to make them even better. Alright, let's talk about what makes a great biscuit. I'm gonna grab one here, and there's really 3 attributes you're looking for. First, and most important to the consumer, is gonna be the texture. Second is going to be the flavor, and then third is going to be the appearance. So let's start with the texture. You want to make sure that you have an amazing crisp outside, and then when you open your biscuit, you need to have a soft, moist, and flaky inside, just like this one. Second, we're going to talk about the flavor. You want to make sure that your biscuit has a little bit of saltiness, but is not overpowering or doesn't have any off flavor, so that it works great for both salty and sweet application. And then last, you are looking at the appearance of the biscuit. So is it golden brown like this one? Does it have a nice top that gives it that homemade look? And then finally, is it appealing to eat both in a sandwich application and also as entree? So this is what you're looking for a great biscuit. So let's keep going and compare our old biscuit and our new biscuit formula. So as we just discussed, the 2 most important things for baked biscuits is the flavor and the texture. So I'm going to take you through what we did to improve those 2 factors in the new formula for our golden buttermilk baked biscuits. So the first thing we did is we increased the dairy amount in each biscuit to make it more tender. The second change we made is we adjusted the mixing time so that we can have a softer dough. Then we also tweaked the ingredients so that we can have it more moist and fluffy for a longer period of time as you're holding it. And finally, we increased the amount of fat, and we also increased the quality of the fat we're using in each biscuit to make the flavor of the biscuit better. The different golden buttermilk biscuit flavor impacted are our 1 ounce mini biscuit. Then we have our 2.25 ounce easy split biscuit, as well as our 2.25 ounce regular biscuit. And then finally, we have our 2.85 easy split golden buttermilk. All right, so now that you know what makes a great biscuit, and I've also taken you through the different changes that we made between our old and our new formula, let's go and compare them side by side. So as before, we're going to start with the texture. You can see that the old formula does have a crisp outside and a golden brown top, and it is also somewhat on the moist side on the inside, and it looks flaky. However, when you take the new biscuit, you can see that it's got more of the golden brown on top, and then the inside is flakier and more moist, which will retain the quality of this biscuit as you use it over time, especially in a biscuit format. So let's talk about our taste, because it is, after all, the most important. By increasing our fat amount and using better fat, the taste of this biscuit is now more indulgent. It has a delicious, neutral, but a little salty flavor, and it definitely has that scratch-made, more of that scratch-made flavor. Looking at the appearance, I'm grabbing both of them again, side by side, you can see that the old formula is a little bit more of a circular shape, and then the new one has more of that homemade look once again. It also has a little bit of the divot on top, which is a little more pronounced, which you would get as a homemade biscuit. And then finally, when you use them as sandwiches, you can see that the new formula spreads a little bit more, or is just not so perfectly circular, which fits the egg patty and the sausage patty better. So overall, it's a win-win situation, because now you have a better, more homemade look, and your customer kind of feels like you have more of that lift in the biscuit, so that you get a bigger biscuit, but it is indeed the same exact weight in between both of them. All right, so now that we've taken the time to talk about how we improved our formula, let's talk about the different usage that you can have for our golden buttermilk biscuit. First of all, you should know that biscuit is the #1 seller for breakfast sandwiches, so you definitely want to have a biscuit sandwich at breakfast. Second of all, biscuit is a much better old time than your traditional carrier. So it's much better than an English muffin or that your traditional bread. So this will give you less waste, which at the end of the day will be more profit for you. So what I did here is I warmed up some sausage and egg patties. I've got some American cheese, and I have my biscuit warmed up according to the box direction. So all you have to do is grab one of the warm biscuit, and then you just grab two ends and split it right open just like this. And then we can add our warm sausage patty, our egg patty, and then I have a little slice of American cheese right here. And then I can just wrap it here in a foil paper. You can also use clamshells if you have some of those that you use for warm application. And those are amazing sandwiches and items for a grab-and-go solution. So now that I've shown you how to make biscuit breakfast sandwiches, let's talk about other applications you may have, which are sides. So think about replacing your dinner roll or your nostalgic cornbread with a delicious biscuit. They can be served right away, out of the oven or the hot box, or you can hold them for a period of time and serve them then. Now that we've talked about what makes a great biscuit, what we've done at General Mills to improve the quality of our baked biscuit, and also shown you a few tips on how to use it, there's only one thing left to do for you. Contact your General Mills sales rep and ask for a sample, and then go on our website to find some amazing recipes as well as chef tips on how to use it throughout the day in your operation. Thanks for stopping by.